life, but I got a bigger heart. What's the word, everybody? I'm Bigger Heart, and welcome to my channel. Now, we're gonna get right into this video, and I'm doing it for two reasons, okay? One, it was recommended to me, and two, now that I've looked into the situation, watched several videos, and heard several different perspectives on the situation, I think it's one big thing that no one seems to be pointing out. So, to provide a little context, we will be referring to a Billboard article to give a little background on the situation and to add my point of view to the situation and what I think everybody is missing. Right? So let's get into it. Also, before we continue, I think it's particularly important to note that have no dog in this race. I am neither a fan of Kendrick Lamar nor Drake. I was a fan of Drake with the Room for Improvement comeback seasons, but he lost me with the Take Care and the Ghostwriter allegations with Quentin Miller and things like that. And also a fan of Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City, still a great album. But I couldn't get past the voices. And obviously both made great music, but they don't get an everyday listen from me. I'll put it in that perspective. So because I have no dog in this race, right away I noticed the classic dark skinned brother versus the light skinned brother. And or layman's terms, the house nigga and the field nigga, okay? And I'm sorry, but I can't see it no other way than that. History has shown us, throughout history, has shown us mass media putting the light skin versus the dark skin, or separating the two, or creating that divide. So right away I noticed that, okay? So we must start there and understand that this thing is, first of all, is deeper. There's a deeper meaning to this actual lawsuit. So as we get into it, it says Drake's latest lawsuit is in hip hop. The Toronto rapper is already losing in a court of public opinion. Now the article, again, is, if I didn't mention it, is a Billboard article. It was written by Angel Diaz. So right away, the headline and the sub headline is speaking to the culture, speaking to the people of hip hop, right? Speaking to the culture. So it made me question, who is Angel Diaz? And at first, you guys, I promise you, I thought the guy was a bot.
Like, they throw cups at me. Angel, I don't know if I don't like, because he blocked me and I blocked him.
Academics wants a fair one. Wherever you are, I don't know how the fuck you look. Shoot this nigga to fade.
Yo, Angel Diaz doesn't. Fuck it. Wait. No, on some real shit though. Wait. I get everything is a camera, but why has no one at least be like, oh, hey, there he is? Like,
till I found this 7-year-old video on YouTube of DJ Academics and Joe Budden speaking to Angel Diaz. Let's look at who Angel Diaz is, or who's speaking to the culture or for the culture, right?
Now, Angel Diaz.
And so this is who we have speaking for us. This is who we have representing us as a culture, right? And we must understand the very nature of his job. His job as a blogger, as a writer, is to be relatable, or to create relatable content for the people. So again, this is our representation, and by the looks of things, may not be the best representation, right? So the article starts, what is he doing? And again, let me point out, let's not forget that this is his job. So he's supposed to be relatable and speaking in the same sense as if he is you and I, all right? Tuesday night, rap Twitter was sent into a frenzy when news of Drake withdrawing his legal action, accusing his label UMG and Spotify of using bots and payola to push Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us diss track to one of the biggest songs in the world. Social media lawyers simultaneously claimed victory and defeat, but little did they know he was clearing the way for something more serious and ridiculous, depending on who you ask. Again, we're going to hold on to that part because this is why I think, or the point I think everybody is missing, okay? It continues. Then on Wednesday, news broke that the Toronto superstar decided to file a straight up defamation lawsuit against his current and longtime parent record company, Universal Music Group. Drake claims UMG benefited and helped promote a false and malicious narrative and chose corporate greed over the safety and well being of his artists. It goes, Drake's lawyers claim the drive-by shooting of one of his security guards outside of his Toronto mansion, aka the embassy, may be connected to Not Like Us because it happened just days after the song was released. UMG's greed yielded real-world consequences, his lawyers wrote. With a palpable physical threat to Drake's safety and the bombardment of online harassment, Drake fears for the safety and security of himself, his family, and his friends. Listen, that's why this thing is important. Because what they're telling us right there in that article, what his lawyers are saying, is that it's gone beyond music to the point where he's worried about his well being. Now, listen, this is on a federal scale. This is a federal lawsuit, which means ultimately the landscaping of music could change, how we consume it, as well as us as the creators create it. And it's recently updated. The updated lawsuit, he's attacking content creators. So this could ultimately be change of how we view and consume music. Let's continue. So it says, a few days after the shooting, an intruder was apprehended trying to break into Drake's residence, and while the embassy is featured prominently on the cover art for Not Like Us, the address is well known and was the location used for the Tootsie Slide music video released during the COVID lockdown of 2020, a video that has since racked up close to 400 million views on YouTube. And a week before both incidents at Drake's crib took place, the Weeknd's manager, Cash's security guard, was also shot in front of his security gate. At the time, many fans speculated both shootings were connected based on the history between the Canadian record labels EXO and OVO. And again, that's where they're pointing out this thing is being bigger than music. That's what they're trying to paint that picture as. It's become bigger than music, the issue. They read on to say, elsewhere in the filing are less serious claims if you're familiar with rap battle etiquette or lack thereof. Firstly, his lawyers mistakenly say Kendrick grew up in Oakland when they reference the Not Like Us line. I think that Oakland show gonna be your last stop. Drake's lawyers allege that Kendrick was suggesting that Drake would not make it out alive if he chooses to perform in the city where the late Tupac once lived. Drake, famously and notoriously, used an AI version of Pac's voice and told Lamar that he should mention Drake liking young girls. Secondly, they claim Not Like Us actually alludes to Drake's Jewish heritage, another key. Let's okay. Jewish heritage, saying that Drake is not a colleague but a effing colonizer, completely disregarding the bars that preceded those statements that mention his history of aligning himself with artists from Atlanta to allegedly bolster his street credibility. Drake winning this lawsuit has the potential to change the way diss songs are handled moving forward. And not only diss songs, again, this is on a federal level. Big AI is huge right now. So we must understand it's gonna change the whole landscaping of music for both music lovers, fans, and the creators. Okay, he didn't. This new lawsuit, he attacked content creators. It's gonna affect all of us. Okay, mind you, it goes on to read, mind you, Drake insinuated that Kendrick's kids aren't his and that he has abused the mother of the children, who, according to him, are really the children of his friend and business partner. Kendrick could sue as well if he truly wanted to, but the game isn't played that way. There are many unwritten rules in hip hop, and suing over a diss song is one of the 10 rap commandments of do's and don'ts. Listen, again, let's going back to Angel Diaz. It is his responsibility as the writer to connect to you on a relatable level. They just told you that that's not how the game is to be played in those are there are unwritten rules in hip hop. Kendrick Lamar is a perfect representation of the culture of the field nigga. Again, Drake has never really been a part of the culture. He makes great music, but he is not a representation of hip hop, of the culture. And they're telling you right there. They're telling you right there what the deeper thing behind this is gone federal. All right. It goes on to read, and we coming to the end of the video. I'm gonna wrap this thing up. Ironically, Drake suing over a diss further complicates his relationship with hip hop culture, making him look like an outsider and, check notes, a colonizer. He can win this lawsuit, but he's already lost in the court of public opinion. And they keep, again, court of opinion, which does not matter in the court of law. All right. We have to acknowledge these things, okay? He's currently doing more damage to his public perception amongst rap fans than Not Like Us ever could. Rap music has always been full of hyperbole. Most rap fans don't take every single lyric literally, and Drake, who has said publicly that he studies rap battles for a living on LeBron's talk show, The Shop, should know that. Now, the article ends with a quote from Drake from a older interview. It says, "The streets is the streets. This is industry. N-words want to bring their lawyers to MFers battles. Man, don't bring your lawyer. Bring your gat or bring your clique, man." So it's a big difference. They not ghetto celebrities if they telling. So he's letting you know right through the gate that he's not a ghetto celebrity, right? That he's not a part of that culture that he thought he was, right? Things are getting too serious. But again, that brings me to why I think things are that much more deeper, right? Let's look at the company he's up against, UMG, Universal Music Group. So, UMG's Virgin Music Group acquires Downtown for $775 million. Virgin buys the parent company of CD Baby, Fuga, Song Trust, and more in the deal expected to close by mid 2025. And this is why I say, y'all, the Drake lawsuit could be much bigger, a lot deeper than what we uh perceive it to be, right? The UMG just purchased the largest independent rights management and music services in the business, Downtown Music Holdings. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Song Trust and the CD Baby, but that's where I used to distribute some of my music. And So this could be huge in the music industry. Again, like I said, could change the landscaping of how we consume it as well as create it as artists, right? And promote it as content creators, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and leave y'all with that. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I appreciate you being here and your time. I'm out.